Yesterday,
The world exploded.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind of shit.
Well, we had like World War I, which, when kind of Formal and them left and just started this whirlwind of poo and grenades. And then this would be kind of the second coming here.
Yeah.
With everything kind of going down to yesterday and today.
I don't know who Germany would be in this, but I guess, based on the fans, you would have to say Optic would be the U.S.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Germany.
It depends on how you want to look at it if you're a FaZe Black fan. But so Optic turns everyone's whole world completely upside down, and they grab Proofy. I never would have saw that coming in a million years.
No, that's when I heard what was kind of going on with FaZe Black and how the season 2 thing was up in the air, and then what happened with the first 2K, they kind of got routed by an amateur team. You thought something might go down, but yeah, Proofy. I guess there were some stuff going on in the background at PAX because that's a big move. He's back on the green wall.
There would have to be something there. I think that's really big for this team. And Matthew, don't worry. I know you're itching. We're going to get this sorted. I promise you.
Well,
all right.
I think it's just a PC setting we gotta fix.
Yeah,
and maybe
and Maven doesn't have a right hand. So
your voice is so quiet and feminine. It could be something to do with that. I'll grab the mouse a little bit here and try and fix it.
So, Maeve, shot out of the dark here. Optic. Did you like the pickup by Proofy, or would you have rather seen Proofy stay on FaZe Black? Right on the hot seat.
Do I like it in what way?
Do you think it was good? Do you think Proofy made the right decision?
Well, I think it's going to help out a little bit with FaZe Black. I think it's definitely it's an easy choice for Proofy, I think. I mean, just the following and everything you get from Optic and seeing how well they performed at Champs, I don't think there was any way he could really turn it down. I just don't.
I don't think there's any way anyone at this point in time can turn it down with the exception. Matthew, talk for me real quick, baby girl.
No, I'm not speaking anymore to you.
All right, I think he's here.
Can you hear me?
All right, Matt, you're good. Welcome back.
Okay.
All right, but as far as Proofy,
don't you dare say at the same time as me ever again.
Okay,
smite
but I think that was a no-brainer. I really do, and I think it makes their team better because one of the, they were talking. What was it? A couple shows ago, we were like, "Oh, can you win with Proofy?" Some people say you can't. But
that was me who said that.
I think it's going to be just from a slang standpoint and kind of having those games where Bo's kind of struggles, where he puts up those 2 and 15s and one side of Sovereign.
Yeah, those are normally not good.
Proofy doesn't usually put up stinkers like that. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be a good fit, and it'll definitely add some slaying power. They already have Nade Shot, Mr. Objective there. So.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
give me your take on it.
We pretty much. I think the last show that I did with you guys, before I left for PAX, we pretty much said that we thought somebody would leave FaZe Black if they didn't have a guaranteed spot in the league.
They did.
And then it was funny because they actually got the spot in the league, and then right after they got the spot, somebody left. But I think it's definitely an upgrade for Optic. That phone, man. Listen, I can tell you about the house phone. I knew this was going to happen, okay? I'm going to give you a rundown real quick about the house phone.
All right.
Sidetrack. That house phone isn't hooked up. The house doesn't get internet, which makes no sense because
so you have dial-up.
Yes, dial-up.
Dial-up. No, it's not dial-up. That's like Optimum. Optimum runs their stuff in New York. It's the worst thing ever. Don't get it.
Terrible.
You can't get it because you're in Illinois. But anyway,
despite your rotary phone, continue.
Besides my rotary phone,
he's got a couple midgets out front running in a windmill.
Running on a treadmill, powering up the house.
This is the last Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah, I don't know how they would run on a windmill, but
riding around their horses.
All right, so continue, Mr. Dial-Up, please.
Treadmill. Anyway, so I think it's a good move for Optic. I think Proofy's definitely he's better, more consistent than Embos. I won't say he's better than Embos. He's more consistent, but it goes back to kind of the situation with Proofy and Cat, where they're both kind of slower. Like, they both used to be AR players, so Proofy running a sub now, still kind of, he doesn't really play that fast, aggressive pace with a sub. And then you have Clay also. It kind of could be the same thing that you had with Proofy and Cap. Could be the same thing with Clay and Cap. Clay and Proof.
Yeah, the one thing I was, when I saw this tape, I said, well, if you're an intelligent team, which we know that is not always the case with teams because no one decided to veto Strike Zone Dom versus Optic Gaming at CoD Champs, which was like their for sure win at that event. So assuming the teams actually get smart, you veto every single AR dominant map if you're going up against Optic.
Yeah.
You have to. You get Octane Dom far out of there. and you want to kind of force them into a sovereign. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Yeah. I don't think it can be. I don't think they'll go. All right. We were kind of surprised with their finish at champs. I mean, we can all kind of say you kind of picked them top.
I picked them top.
No, he picked them top. I said top 8.
Yeah, that's kind of where I felt too. So I don't want to say they won't go backwards. I mean, I think this is right now. It's top 3 team.
No, I think
without question.
I think to keep that champs placing where they want it.
Yeah.
This is the right move.
No, I totally agree, and we all love Proof. Proof's a good dude.
No, he's a great guy.
I'm glad we can kind of hop to the kind of other side of this tree.
Hold on, if Proof is watching, I let Proof borrow a dress shirt at PAX. You still have it. You got to mail it back.
Ooh, Optic doesn't
Sure, bro.
Negotiate with complexity members. Yeah. They're like terrorists.
Oh yeah, that shirt's been like dyed green and hanging on a wall.
He dyed it black just because.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, I'm on phase black. I still want to know how the transaction happened, and I feel so bad for Ollie, aka Oliver, or whatever. What's his name? Phase Acid? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Ollie.
What did you pull? I don't have audio now.
No
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, neither can I. That's wonderful.
What did you do? Oh, okay. Maven. Okay, one, you're stupid.
Is it my fat legs?
Wonderful.
Okay. There we go. Welcome back, Matt.
This is...
You two are ridiculous.
This is what I deal with.
I'm feeling a little cumbersome right now. My elbow's all messed up. I can't really move at all. So.
You're acting your age of 50.
I actually don't know even how I pulled that off. That was impressive. But, I guess we can talk kind of about the other side, though, with Optic.
I just hate you so much.
Love you too, bud.
Okay, anyways. I was speaking, and I said I feel bad for Phase Acid, which is Ollie.
Yeah.
Because, Ollie really liked really liked Proofy. I think he kind of made Phase Black for Proofy to have his team, because everyone knows, like, J-Cap and Proofy, there was just kind of like a falling out there, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit, like, professionally. But, like, J-Cap and Proofy both didn't see eye to eye, and it was kind of like, okay, let's see what happens.
Well, it certainly
and then they were
Proofy's team. I mean, yeah.
It was Proofy's team.
It was.
I think he did that to keep Proof in the organization,
Which is good, because Proof is definitely one of the best at
He's a good guy, yeah.
repping the brand. He does it very well.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Young Usher.
So he won't be like Merc, at Champs you have all of Envy. Everyone's got Envy jersey, Envy hat. Merc's just got like a coat on.
That's the Astro Gaming jacket,
no, I know,
bro. It is windproof.
He just called it a coat.
Water resistant.
He's got a coat on.
It just looked hilarious, though. But you had like Envy hat, and Merc's just like modeling his Astro jacket.
You know what they should have?
Cold.
It was cold.
You know what they should have?
What?
Bow ties.
Bow ties are cool.
Bow ties are cool.
We've been watching a little too much.
I love it. But so anyways, on the flip side of the Optic tree, I don't know if I like that.
Optic tree. But
I don't think I like that. But you have Opticnation. So Embos, although he gets dropped, everyone's kind of like, oh, what's going to happen with Optic, right? Well, Embos gets Opticnation, which is good, because who's he grab? He grabs Killa, Miracles, and then last but certainly not least is Ricky. Roundtable, fire it off. Starting off with you, Matt. Go.
I like it. Some reason, but I think this will actually work. There's something about, I get a feeling that this will work for these guys. Just, I know Killa and Ricky go way back. They clash a little bit, but I think their arguments are kind of fueled by probably Parasite the last time. And I think, this is kind of their last chance. I mean, we've been saying it for a while, but like, if they can't get this to work and they don't really just put their best foot forward with this, I don't think anyone will take a chance on them.
Well, they haven't really since Columbus. They got third. This is basically Optic Unite. And what did they get at Philly again?
Philly, they got third.
Yeah. So
they just really, really sucked major scrotum at regionals.
Yeah. The one that you really didn't want any kind of.
The only one you really need to show up at. But as we've learned, even it doesn't have any carryover in the MLG League, because Rise is now where they're at.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the roster just because it's basically Unite, Optic, with just the only change really is you have Saints who left, and now you have Miracles. And I mean, Miracles is a beast, just basically as much so, if not more, than Saints. So. I mean, they're close. They're both.
Would you have rather had Fizzerp instead of Ricky on this team, though?
Okay. This is where I was gonna kind of come in and do my own little thing here. But so my main thing is that Ricky and Killa, we all know they didn't have exactly the best relationship on Curse Las Vegas when they were there.
Yeah.
Killa, and even last night, which was really funny that Killa kind of can reach out and say, oh, Hex, I don't want handouts, I'm not a B team. And then the next day, his contract's bought out, and he's repping Opticnation.
10 days ago, Hex said there's a 0.0001% chance he'd ever have 2 teams. So,
that is where we are, my children.
Twitter
Come
is,
to me and hear the gospel of CoD.
Twitter is interesting.
It really is. But so I think if there's going to be a problem with this team, it's going to happen from right there.
Look at him texting his girl.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yes! Okay, anyways, I know if there's a problem that happens with this team, it's happening right there, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's Killa and Ricky, and then the thing that sucks is if Miracles gets caught in the crossfire, as he always does, and if, like, there's a bad falling out, if Miracles ends up leaving Opticnation and he's playing well, I think that sucks, because Miracles has just been kind of waiting for something.
I think this is where Miracles, though, like, if something starts to go wrong with, you know, the other side, like Killa and Ricky and them, like, he needs to just stay out of it, stay nowhere involved, because he needs to start looking out for himself a bit.
Dude, it's just, no, I'm not trying to throw Killa under the bus, but
No, I think Killa do well here.
We'll just leave it open to time here.
Okay.
He, at one point, I believe, word for word, said that was the worst team he'd ever played on.
Who?
About Unite. So, considering that you now have 3/4 of Unite back.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Hey, but you were the best coach.
Oh, I know, and he wasn't saying worst by by skill or anything. Not that at all. It was just more.
He just didn't enjoy playing.
It was
there.
communication and like the amount of bickering I think that went on. So I just don't think. I mean, Saints is he's a strange dude. I mean, I love him, but he's an interesting guy. So maybe that was part of kind of a bad mix where you have Miracles more of a, I don't know, he's a chill dude. I just think that might play into it a little bit better as far as the chemistry between the four of them. I don't know. I'm pumped to see what they can do. I mean, you can pretty much say it's 2 stacked rosters for Optic right now.
I think if they had Fizzer for Ricky, they'd have like a really strong search and destroy game. They probably wouldn't lose.
Fizzer's playing S&D like
every
second of every day.
He's playing like he played Diablo.
They made a 2K finals against Complexity, and it was Killa, Miracles, Fizzer, and Neslo.
Embos, yeah.
So, I mean, if you replace Embos for Neslo, I think Embos is probably a little better than Neslo. I think that would have been a really good team.
But the question is,
yeah,
Opticnation, right? And I'm going to read this tweet that I saved because it was like the most badass I've ever seen Hex tweet. Hex tweeted Rise Pac-Man, and he goes, ON is new and we didn't compete in champs. We will make sure you guys get a spot before us. If Opticnation doesn't make the Season 2 league, right? Which, really, should they? Which is what we'll talk about when we have more time after the commercial break.
I didn't know he said that.
But,
yeah.
With that said, does it matter? Does it really matter?
No, not really.
Who they have as their fourth. They can grab anyone. They can drop. If things don't work out with Ricky, they can drop him and pick up Fizzerp and then go into the next event with that.
I think that would probably be a good play for this team to actually, don't throw them in the league right away. Make them stick it out and prove that they can be committed for an extended period of time.
This is all planned. This is a brilliant move, again, by MLG. As you see,
here we go.
What?
Not only will the Alpha stream get a ton of views with Optic A-Team, you now have, all of a sudden, Bravo getting quite a bit of views every single time Opticnation is playing. Well done, MLG.
Sweet mother of God.
Well done. Well played. But no, seriously.
You love the conspiracies these days, man.
It's not really,
it does make logic.
Is
Maven wrong is the question,
No, they weren't involved at all. I'm just saying this is like a dream come true for MLG, though. Because now you're going to have just... I think, yes, there's going to be some carryover, but now you can have, when Optic's not playing on like the Alpha stream, you can have in other big games going on, and they'll lose a lot of viewers. The Optic viewers, which we know happens. Everyone knows that happens. Optic, I'm guessing, is going to be timed to be playing on Bravo.
You also don't know how they're going to schedule it. I mean, they could always do, like, the AM bracket Friday, like, all day, and then Saturday up until, like, the afternoon. End it. And then,
and I'm speaking out of my ass. I have no idea.
And then do champs Saturday night all through Sunday.
There's a 0% chance that the amateur bracket is done in day one just because there's prize money involved now. And their main sales pitch for this league working is that amateur players are going to get a lot more spotlight, right? So they're not going to crunch it in one day. And plus, whoever the casters are, if they have to work all day on Friday, and then they're basically like, oh, by the way, sayonara, well, it's going to suck.
Amateur players, your spotlight just went to Opticnation.
Well, no, I mean, they would just, I don't know, I think that would work, but.
I don't know. Well, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, more. Stay tuned.
Matthew.
Me.
That's the ticket. Good job, Maven.
Did you really forget my name?
No. I did it completely on purpose.
I don't believe it. He's getting up there in age.
I am. I forgot to take my pills.
Yeah.
Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, FaZe Black. Would we say that Formal has caused the biggest disturbance outside of Optic Gaming up to this point?
I wouldn't say it's all Matt's doing.
It's not solely him, no, but him and Theory were the first two to announce they were leaving, I believe, right after Champs, and that's what kind of started the whirlwind.
Yeah, well, anyways, as you can take a look at the graphic here, FaZe Black, Formal, Censor, Saints, and last but not least, Dido. Now, Dido, this is, we're going to explain everything here, and I'm going to do a little brief back. So, TK as it stood yesterday was Dido, Apathy, Sharp, and Goonjar, right? Which, by the way, I'm very surprised Goonjar didn't piece the hell out, just given, his track record, especially with NB shopping for a player.
Yeah, I mean, he's loyal to TK.
Right? That's I think, I think that tested his power a lot.
The rat becomes the cat.
Dude, cats don't really eat rats. Cats and rats are like the same size.
I have no idea. I just thought of like TK, like Chaos Sounds with
the
rat,
rat,
like petting a cat.
The rat
would run,
gets the secret ooze, and becomes Splinter. Way to evolve into Splinter, Goonjar. I am super proud of you, my man. Anyways,
I didn't understand that analogy at all.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you not have a
child? I know he is. I just didn't think it made sense at all.
It did, because if you got it, it's better than the rat becomes the cat. That didn't make any sense.
That made total sense.
All right, we're talking about TK.
Yeah. So TK loses Dido overnight, and then they pick up Nesla, which we'll get into later. But Dido goes back onto FaZe Black with the two of his teammates from Strictly Business who drop him. Just kicking it off with you.
The FaZe Black side of it, or TK? The FaZe Black side. I think for the team, it could actually end up being better as far as playstyles go, because they had enough slaying. That was one of the big concerns, I think, was you have all these quote-unquote slayers. I know that term gets thrown around too much, but with adding Dido, who I think is going to have a little more chemistry already. Obviously, Built, he teamed with Formal back with Fear, was it? And then having Dido and obviously
You're really saying they have chemistry right now?
No. I'm saying they, as far as in-game play, I think they would have more. As far as personalities and the quote-unquote breakup that happened, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I think Formal and Dido were blasting each other on Twitter. Then Censor and Dido started going at it. And again, it's all just tweets and probably a lot more hype around it than actually might be it. But if they were willing to bring him in, I got to assume stuff's been kind of swept under the rug. Now, how easy it will be to reunite said fire and things blow up.
They weren't talking to each other at PAX. That's what I thought.
So this weekend. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, well, I told you about the video that Censor uploaded on Instagram, which I thought was hilarious, right? So you got little Dido sitting on his bed. I'm fidgeting for my phone. He's sitting on his bed, and Censor's just like, hey, Dido, you watch your CoD, man? Dido, like Family Guy, like Stewie with his mom, and he's just like not having it. He's just sitting there, stoic, like a statue.
This team scares me from the purpose that Season 2 will run all the way till Anaheim. The worst thing for them is UMG Niagara in there. If they go to UMG Niagara and they argue and they don't do as well, who the hell knows what happens? Can they make it all the way from...
Oh, they have a bad event.
Can they make it all the way from the beginning of May to the end of June?
That is a question for the viewers. You guys can tweet us and let us know because I firmly believe.
Don't know. I don't know.
I think unless. Okay.
They need a good finish.
They need a good finish, but they may be able to delusionally cling on to the fact that Niagara is on the Xbox 360 and not the Xbox One. If I'm a pro player and I'm used to the One and I think I'm the best on the One, and I go back to the Xbox 360, I have an excuse already.
Oh, it's a scapegoat.
And I'm going to Canada, which is like a lobster shack over a really cool party.
Yeah, it's going to be really cold there. I mean, you're going to have to drive really slow because the moose and stuff.
Yeah, moose eye.
Yeah, moose eye. I think that's it.
That's definitely it. So I think the whole event, for me, if I was a player and I was delusional, I had confidence, would be an asterisk. So I think they may be okay with Niagara, but Anaheim, they crapped the bed in Anaheim.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. They have a bad.
This could be like just the last phase Black. They might not even make it to Anaheim. I can totally see them going with a sub, like going with one of their subs.
Who's the one who drops out? Dito? I think it has to be Dito. I think Formal and Saints have a more romantic relationship than me and this guy.
There's some man love there.
I
think they share Sydney too.
I can totally see them drafting somebody and then them going to Niagara. Maybe they don't get along outside the game. Maybe in the league they won a few matches with this guy. Hey, we like playing with this guy. They go to Niagara, argue. Totally different team in Anaheim.
That would definitely be a curveball. I think that would really.
They're gonna pick up Ace as a sub. Dito's gonna get dropped, and all of a sudden Ace will be on the team. I just want Ace to be on the team. I love that.
And
I think he's done. I'm pretty sure Ace has just been like, okay, God, I'm out. I can't.
I think Nate Shaw just tweeted something about looking for subs for the squad, and Ace's tweet was so funny because it was so like. I think it said like, if you can't find anyone else, I'll do it.
So, hey, somebody in the chat was mentioning, do you think the Rise team deserves that spot over that New Justice squad?
Yeah, this is what we wanted to talk about right away. So, I guess the New Justice team.
Balefire? Oh, we just looked at it. Twiz, Balefire,
Sin,
Sin and Doubt. I believe that's it. So you have like half of the Xfinity squad. I think we have it.
And then
right?
half
that's 100% it. I just wanted to be the one.
And
to
then half of half of Denial's. Well, I was going to say Denial's new team. Well, they don't know.
I have no idea what to expect from that team. I'm just going to be honest. I have no clue what to expect. I think it'll be like a Curse NY type.
I think it's unfortunate for the Rise guys.
Do you think? Yeah. This has absolutely nothing to do with the question we were originally going to talk about. Do you think yesterday and the hours leading up to today, which its rosters are locked, by the way.
Oh, it just happened.
Jump up in joy.
Well, my arm's
fist
so messed
bump,
up.
punch people in the dicks.
I can't even clap. So,
anywho, do you think what happened yesterday, leading into the day, scares away organizations? I mean, Denial just basically had their entire team just pieced the hell out. If you were an organization holder right now, would you be interested in Call of Duty? Why?
Why would you? I mean, it looks so good at the top. Like, it's almost like hearing people like complain about like the United States as far as how our businesses are. You have like your monopolies at the top, and then you have shit at the bottom, and it sort of feels like that. Like I felt so bad for Rick. Like we saw the tweet, maybe lost like $100,000 like business deal regarding his squad. I don't know how much, if it actually happened. I have no clue, but. Yeah, if you are an organization that wants to get involved, whether as a sponsor or as a team or something,
he lost $100,000 sponsorship.
That's what he tweeted. I don't know. I mean, I think the exact tweet was lost $100,000 deal because kids are stupid. Yeah. So if there is truth behind that, I mean, it's a scary thing, man.
Well, we have enough money to afford fun-sized bags of chips.
You gotta think, like, esports is so new and fresh, like, especially on, like, in the West here in the States. It's just growing now, so it's gonna be like that. You're gonna have those teams that are at the top, and your Unites and what Hope doesn't have to stuff like. No, I'm saying like those teams that aren't at the top that have like a good event or two. If there's not enough money there, man, they're just gonna get filtered out. Like you don't want to see that happen to stuff like Denial and Justice.
I feel bad for the Rise guys because they're kind of being penalized for being loyal to their organization in a way. Like I'm sure they could have easily been Justice.
This is why I do the show with you too, because you guys are smart. I like that.
Dude, I was saying earlier, I was like, how do I say this? Because like this team, like what if this happened? Like it ended up being like they left Looney and Stain was still on Justice. So you had Rick, you had Pac-Man, Weetsu. That would have been a squad. They would have been the new FaZe Black in no time.
I think so.
That would have been awesome. I love all those guys. That would have been so cool, but no, it didn't happen.
You get penalized for being loyal.
Yeah.
Stupidity.
I think the main difference here, and I think this is kind of where all the misconception comes from with all the viewers at home, because what is Call of Duty? Call of Duty is ingrained in MLG. Call of Duty is MLG. So everyone who's been getting a part of this now thinks, okay, East COD Champs, COD Championship presented by Xbox, has a direct carryover to MLG League. It doesn't. This is the problem, right? Well, there was so much emphasis put on it that there was nothing for it. They didn't get pro points for getting top 8.
I tweeted it out earlier. You handpicked the teams for Season 1, right? Season 2 should have started with the 8 teams from North America that qualified for champs, and then 4 teams should have been able to get a play-in. That's the way it should have worked.
Yeah, again, and they could do that, but that's got to be something that's announced so far in advance.
Yeah, that should have been...
That's not a bad idea, though, at all. But it's just...
Wouldn't everything have just been easier to just say top 14, top 16 teams, just extend the bracket?
But you see that the league isn't ready for that.
The problem is exactly because there's no
we can't even get structure. We can't even get like structure and consistency for 10 teams.
Yes.
Then you want to open up even more.
Yes. That's why, dude. Once Clap comes out with the free agent rules,
no, I agree. I'm just saying I was acting as the kid who didn't know.
Adam will get it right. He just needs time.
It takes time. Yeah, there needs to be free agent rules and some sort of organization / player rule. There's the contract type stuff. Whether it comes from Activision or comes from MLG, until something like that comes out, dude, it's just a world.
It's just going to be a complete nightmare at all times, and there's nothing anyone can do.
Yep.
There isn't.
No, it needs to be like what were the rules back in like 07, Scott, where if your team made like 2 roster spots, you pretty much roster changes, moves, you like lost your spot.
So
you lost your seed.
If okay, so how MLG did, this was back in, I don't remember 07. You know, when you're at the top, you never pay attention to the damn rules. It's just a fact. Yeah. I think Complexity has any idea what's going on. They're just like, we're locked in.
Did you see Aches' email to Jason Nye?
No, what did he say?
It was in like all caps, and it's like, this may come as a shock to you with all the emails you're getting, but we are keeping the same exact roster that we had from season 1. Going into season 2.
Well, it's just them. They're the only team in season 2.
Only team.
Rise is the only other team, and they're not in.
So I didn't pay much attention, but when I was a caster in 2009, what MLG did was they had teams locked into a pro bracket, but they had the open bracket seed into the losers bracket of the pro bracket. So basically, imagine there's an open bracket that continued into the pro bracket. So you have the top 16 locked in. They do pool play, and then teams drop out into the losers bracket. The team who did the worst in the pool plays losers bracket round 1 and champ bracket, and they play the highest team coming out of the open bracket. Does that
similar how StarCraft I think used to do it?
Does that make sense to you, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
no, that makes sense.
Okay, so then that's how they used to do it. So with the pool play and everything, if you had a team captain can hold on to the spot.
Yeah.
Because there was no organization. It was basically like, let's say I'm the team captain of Legends. If I'm the team captain of Legends and my whole team leaves me, I have time to acquire my own squad. It was not in the organization, which is different now.
Yeah, exactly.
But
there needs to be a combination of these.
But if captain pieced out and went with another, or excuse me, captain and one more person, or else that seed completely disbands and they go through the open, and then they pick it from the highest amount of points.
That's the problem now.
Yes,
all the organizations. How are you gonna do it now, though?
All right. Well, we got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, more. Stay tuned.
I feel like a cripple.
You are a cripple.
I know.
That's the
Thank
thing.
you, Scott.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Respawn. Gandhi, Maven, X.
I'm tweeting out the stream.
Yeah. Don't look at him right now. He's actually texting his girlfriend. Anyways,
I'm tweeting the stream out.
Parasite is the most
ridiculous person ever.
Let's pull up our NB graphic here, since we're obviously hopping into the boys in blue.
The NB graphic here, as everyone knows.
Before the NB graphic, before we even talk about this,
okay,
we
have a new director of the show here, huh?
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, let's
say this. I just need to say this. When you went on Esports Nation last night, the first article said Parasite joins Envy. The second article underneath that said Parasite joins FaZe. It was like
I would have lost. What was it?
2 hours away from each other, and then JCap.
So it was like he pulled a Scumpy, man. Like
no, it's worse. This is why it's worse, right? Parasite goes away to Boston, and his whole intention is to go back to Atlanta, or so he says. This is my conspiracy. You have a great one with Opticnation.
Atlanta is the East Coast, Los Angeles.
Yeah, what a dumb statement.
No longer going to Atlanta.
Parasite is in LA with intentions of going to Atlanta, or so he says. So he gets on that plane, and before he gets on that plane, he announces that he has left Curse. Then he makes a tweet saying that he is going to LA. Later that day, about 2 hours later, once he arrives, correct? This is my string. Follow me through this. He then finds out that he is on FaZe Black. He's happy. They don't have a team house. He's just excited to see his money.
I think we need a board and some tacks. This is like the episode of True Detective when they walk in. He's got the whole thing up on the board. They're like in the show.
Why are you sound like a redneck when you say that.
I was trying to be Matthew McConaughey. I need my beers and turn them into little
so 2 hours later, then Parasite has announced that he is on a plane to the Envy house after making a tweet earlier in the day saying that North Carolina better be beautiful in this time of year, which means the whole time he was planning to go to Envy, you scumbag.
So Parasite's some sort of genius wizard.
Yeah. I got it all out of my system. How did I do?
You did great.
No, what happened here is Study and Nameless definitely wanted Parasite on Envy. And, they weren't going to budge. They weren't going to get rid of Ray. So there was really no reason to. Yeah. And then once Opticnation kind of opened up and was able to have 3 other spots, that really probably put some pressure on Strode.
This really works out. I had some conversations with some people involved. Let's just say that. And I said, my concern was Parasite's ego kind of with this roster, just because we kind of thought the Parasite might fit better with like kind of more up and coming talent, because he is knowledgeable, but he kind of tries to force his opinion onto people, which we've talked about. But
that's Parasite's face being stepped on by a female.
Kind of what I heard is like, listen, that's where I think Stroh's really going to shine, because Stroh's not going to let any bullshit happen there. If Parasite tries to come in and assert his quote unquote dominance. And I'm allowed no more quote unquotes. I think that's like my 5th tonight. So anyway, I think Hastra will just like lay down the hammer, just starve him out.
I feel awful for Ray.
I think Ray
thrown around this whole thing.
But is it really that bad? Because
he came back, made 50K, and then he bounced.
Yeah, but let's be honest, man. Like, if you're going to be critical about it, Ray's had 2 good events in the past 2 years, including Black Ops 2, and both of them just happen to be at COD Champs. Sure, he shows up for the big event, which is when you need him to, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But do you trust an entire season on Rambo?
What does it do for Envy, though? I guess it's not as like a brand. I mean, I guess it's a brand because, you drop, I guess, I would say you're kind of your face, your most likable guy. Like, everyone loves Ray, you know what I mean?
You think Merc's not the likable guy?
No,
I think they're both.
Oh, no. Merc definitely isn't because of the shot at Optic.
No, I mean, Joe's.
Joe's my favorite.
But I think Ray, though, is he's viewed as just kind of. He's always been there. He does everything for the team, like smarter player. To replace him, Parasite's kind of tough, and I'm sure the fans will get on Parasite for that. Like, if this team doesn't do good, Parasite's going to take the full brunt of that.
Yeah, but here's the problem with Parasite. Parasite's able to attach to people like a kind of weird adhesive glue and change how they perceive things.
So he's like a gigantic leech.
Yeah.
Like a parasite. We get through for the production. So he's like a parasite.
Well, that's actually well done, Scott.
That's actually the definition of it.
I was like dancing around. I was like, what could he possibly be?
I was like waiting for leech to come out of your mouth at some point, but no. Yeah,
I said an adhesive glue.
I get what you're saying, though.
So with that said, though, like, if I swear, if somehow like things go south with Envy and like Merc gets kicked off this team and Parasite's still on it, I'm drop kicking him. Drop kicking him square in the 4'7" legs that he has. And I don't know why he has 4'7" legs, but
I don't know. Those legs would be taller than Karma. But that's and I guess so. The formal announcement was made. I'm just looking at your Twitter here, so I guess Opticnation definitely get a spot, Rising get a spot. So it was the 12 that was originally.
Yeah. The
okay. I just was waiting for something official to come out, and I didn't see.
I actually saw another great tweet regarding the whole Parasite thing. It was JCat when Parasite joined FaZe. He just said, he said, welcome, and then 3 hours later, Cap just tweeted him, goodbye. It's too funny.
I think, for me, if Parasite, like this team, is it going to be good? Like, is it going to be good? I think, yes, it's going to be good. They got a guy who can shoot, yes. And basically, what role was Parasite going to fill? Well, he's going to be a Slayer, and Joe's going to probably go back to his AR role. I think that's the logical move.
I think Nameless will probably do the AR stuff. I think Joe will end up doing what Ray was doing. Yeah.
You think Joe makes the full switch?
Yeah, I think Joe, because Joe was kind of helping with the OBJ stuff, and now I think that job's going to be completely him.
Interesting. Well, I think if this team goes south, and by that I mean it just breaks up, Parasite will not be featured in Season 3 because no one trusts the guy anymore, period. If he screws over Nameless somehow, it's done. Like, case closed.
You would have thought it was done already, man. But, it seems like in the CoD community, you just keep giving the same people same chances over and over.
Yes, but it's just, you can't, like, Envy just seems to be like that. The boys in blue, that, like, likable team, the people, outside of, like, Optic want to root for, like, the second biggest org. Like, if he just does some shady bullshit, and I don't think he will. I think he understands this is, I think he got a dose of realism when he was having a ton of trouble, like, finding a team, but then, of course, he gets splashed with, here's FaZe, here's Envy, like, handed 2 squads after he couldn't find anything. But hopefully he can get his head on straight, and that's what I was saying back when we first started talking about this. I think Hastro honestly is going to be a big help in dealing with an ego/personality like him. I really do.
No, Astro's going to be a big part of it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think how Envy matches up versus basically their opposition, and I'm looking at it, and I have it here. So the teams, if anyone's curious as to what's going to be featured in Season 2, Complexity, Optic Gaming, FaZe Black and Red, Curse Black and Orange. Which one's which? I have no idea. What, like Black and Orange? Really? What is this?
Halloween, Fire.
Halloween, Fire, Death. Why
Curse,
not? Why not some
lanterns?
Get spiced it up.
Halloween party at the Curse house.
Halloween Pink. They should have done that. They should have done Curse Pink. And then they would have had a direct charity with breast cancer. Exactly, dude. Anyways, Strictly Business, Justice, Team Caliber, Erupt, and Vex. Okay, real quick. How freaking shocking is it that Erupt and Vex did not get screwed over for any team, right? If I'm MLG, I'm sorry, Erupt and Vex. One of you is gone.
I mean,
they couldn't do that.
Gone.
I think they couldn't. Like, all right, MLG already gets enough. I mean, we joke about it on here, but they already catch enough crap for just some of the money/optic favor decisions that have happened in the past. If they would have thrown in Opticnation and said, like, GG Erupt, turns out one of your players is an illegal alien, there would have just been hell that erupted. Just hell.
We caught him using Adderall. We decided to drug test just your team. You're out.
Yeah, we
not saying any of them take Adderall. Relax.
We had a random drug test on just Erupt and Vex. Yeah, that would not have gone over well.
Played with PCP. That's borderline impressive, sir. But honestly, it would have been so easy to spin too.
Yeah, there's enough LSD in his system to kill a horse.
Yeah. It'd be so easy to spin because you could be like, oh, and that's my iPad dying, so we're going off of memory now. It'd be so easy to say because it's like, oh, by the way, we've decided to reward Rise with a spot after their amazing championship performance, and on top of that, we believe they deserve a shot, and then everyone would love it.
Yeah, I think Rise would have been completely acceptable by most people. Obviously, fans of Erupt and Vex, all 100 of you. I don't think that most people would have been. You already saw earlier, it was like Rise for Season 2, like the hashtag. It was
Yeah,
maybe trending in like.
Was it trending?
Not
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where it was trending. Maybe like locally.
It was trending in Decoy because we both made a tweet and we're the only two
Illinois.
people with the Twitter.
Here's the discussion. We could talk about this for a while. People are talking about it in the chat.
Yeah.
Who was responsible for that cursed team falling apart? Killer or Parasite? I'm gonna say it's Parasite.
Oh.
Probably a mix, but more to blame.
Well,
More
who's
to
gonna
blame.
Here's a bigger question: if Cursed Black and Orange don't do well, which I firmly believe they will, just by the way, I think Enable's team's going to do just fine, and you shut your mouth. And Miyagi's a freaking savage, bro.
Yeah,
you can't sit there and tell me.
Oh no, I think Enable's team's gonna do fine. I was gonna say no to something else. I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with this.
No, but if Cursed craps the bed somehow, Haggie's definitely the one to blame. He has jerked and freaking just strung out Blevins so thin, dude. What can Blevins do? He catered to everything Haggie did.
Well, you know what's
Haggie was
interesting
just like,
is that if he would have just sided with the other three, because the other three all agreed that they wanted to get rid of Haggie. He stayed with Parasite. If he would have
The
just
bigger
stayed with
name.
those three, they would probably still be a team with another person.
Well, dude, think of how like scared organizations are right now, man. They like look at like Justice. Like you have to. I get Blevins' decision entirely. Like they're forced into thinking they have to keep these big names because the big names is also what will draw in players. It just so happened for him. No one really wanted to play with Parasite. Kind of seemed like for a little while there, but
I don't even think he could get Europeans.
yeah. But now,
Not knocking
now it's
them,
worked
but-
out. And like I don't know. I
He's
like
in a tough
Haggie, and I
spot.
think I think a lot of the negativity just comes from, poor decision here. I mean, look at everyone. Like, I'm not comparing him exactly to LeBron, but with like the whole South Beach thing, he makes one bad decision, looks like this asshole, and then you can turn it around if you win.
As long as you win.
We'll see. I just think it's been some poor decisions that's made Haggie and the players, the overweight thing. People pick on him and make jokes, and I think it's just all kind of compounded into this.
Yeah.
Let's give Haggie shit tornado.
One thing that I'm really looking forward to seeing, I want to see Killa in an Optic jersey, dude. That's gonna be. I hope he doesn't lose his whole personality with it. Like they let him be him and just be Killa.
That's a good point. It's really
That'd be
good.
awesome.
Red Rover.
Yeah. Oh, dude, by the way, that totally wasn't me inviting you to the team. Anyways, we are going to a commercial break. When we come back, Cursed Black, Orange, Purple, Green, and Mr. X. Stay tuned.